Sunday Night Football features the battle between the Steelers and the Bengals, and I've got a free pick on this one, Mark, although I'm going to start with you. Pittsburgh going into Week 7 now with a losing record, first time since '06. Cowher's last year as the head coach. They've been missing key parts on both sides of the line of scrimmage since Week 1. You've got that fantastic record going with Pittsburgh area sports. You're the Pittsburgh guy. What are your thoughts on this rough start for your hometown team?
Well, injuries have taken their toll on the Steelers. I mean, pure and simple. You know, they've not had their leader on defense for most of the season, Troy. Troy came back last week, tried to play. He's out first quarter. Then the offensive line, we talked about it in a previous video. I mean, this is like the last 2-3 years, the Steelers, the offensive line, they've had more injuries, I think, than any other team in the NFL on the offensive line. Running back's been a problem. Mendenhall had been out most of the season. He comes back, has a good game against Philadelphia in his return. Last week gets re-injured. Achilles, we don't know how effective he's going to be if he can play. Redmond's out. You know, he got hurt with the knee injury. They've got some problems, and it's going to put all of the pressure, I think, on Ben's shoulders to carry the team, offensively through the air, which this is a good opponent to attack through the air because Cincinnati's defense has been, I mean, Cleveland lit them up last week. But will Ben have enough time to throw? That's the question with this offensive line.
Bryan, you know what? Oh, you were going to say something there. I'm looking at this face here. What happened there?
Cleveland lit him up last week from a guy who, I don't know if you noticed it, but he calls people Troy and Ben. The two guys are hard to pronounce last names. Everybody else he did the last names on. Did you notice that?
In case everybody doesn't know, in case they're watching videos for the very first time ever, Marco is a Pittsburgh guy. Bryan Leonard's a Cleveland guy. So that's this little shot going on right here. I was smart enough to be from a hometown that doesn't have a pro football team. But anyway, as far as
I also am from a team.
I'll tell you what, though, guys, Bryan, if Pittsburgh had their druthers, they would mix in a steady mix of running and traditional running downs for Pittsburgh, along with this passing offense that they've been kind of employing under Todd Haley as he's making his first go-rounds in Pittsburgh as an offensive coordinator. But as you mentioned, as Marco mentioned, Mendenhall's banged up, Redmond's banged up. I was coming down here on Thursday afternoon to shoot these videos, and I got a quick update. They're both listed as day-to-day, and they both missed time in practice on Wednesday. So all of a sudden, we might be right back. Maybe Big Ben likes this. He's throwing the heck out of the ball. Doing a first preview radio show with VR a couple of weeks ago, and I said, man, have you seen how many times Big Ben is throwing the football? He must love this new Todd Haley offense. But the actual reason is more that they can't run the football right now. What say you on this one?
Can't run the football right now. Marco pointed it out. The offensive line's all beat up. We've already seen he's one of those quarterbacks that don't throw the ball to the last minute. And it's a good thing he's like 7 foot tall, 300 pounds, because as many times he's gotten hit over the years, it's pretty impressive that he's still going. But Marco talked a lot about the Steelers, but take a look at the Bengals. Despite a 2-2 record the last 4 games, they've actually outgained all 4 of those teams. One thing we haven't discussed is the Bengals have a bye coming up. And with the new collective bargaining agreement, each team is guaranteed 4 full days off on their bye week. And I kind of made a little talk earlier when we were talking about teams going into a bye, teams that don't have the best of, let's just say, personnel in the past. The old Oakland Raiders, the Cincinnati Bengals. Even though it is a divisional game here, you've got Cincinnati Bengals players who are about to go on vacation coming up. You don't know what kind of effort you're going to. I don't.
I'd say you better keep your day job.
It's like having go-go flashbacks or something.
This is my day job. You sure I want me to? But the Bengals are effective in just about every game they play. They're right in there for most of the games. They have yet to win a turnover battle all season long. So it tells you the kind of talent. If everything comes in for Cincinnati, they could still be a pretty good team. But they need this game here. Both teams are really desperate in this game.
It's my free pick. I don't have a problem with the Cincinnati offense that much. I mean, the offense has been okay. Andy Dalton can pass the ball on anybody. The defense has been questionable. As you mentioned, they gave up all those points and yards to the Cleveland Browns last week. In fact, that game going into that contest, I remember thinking all week long after it dropped down under 3, I think it was, and down to all the way to 1, came back up to like 2.5 in that Cincinnati-Cleveland game. But I kept thinking, boy, this looks too good to be true. Passed on it, and Cleveland wins the game anyway. But anyway, let's get to my free pick on this one. I'll tell you what, it's been an over series, 4-0 to the over between these two teams at this particular venue. Pittsburgh's an over team on the road as of late, and since he's 7-2 to the over in their last 9 home games, I think the trends continue, guys. I just think it's a situation where Pittsburgh is going to have to throw the football to move the football, because even if Mendenhall or Redmond play in this game, neither one is 100%. Neither one practiced on Wednesday. And even though this is about 2.5 to 3 points higher from where it was the last time these two teams met last year, I still think it hasn't been adjusted enough. I'm going to play the over between the Steelers and the Bengals in Sunday Night Football. He's Bryan Leonard. He's Marco D'Angelo. We've got one more play coming up, Monday Night Football. Stick around for that right here at pregame.tv.
So no more singing?
No.
The Bengals